It's truly a great honor and a privilege to be standing here in front of you in Aggie Land today. It really is. I've always admired Texas A&M from afar and appreciated what it had. I'm extremely grateful to be here at Texas A&M, and this is without a doubt one of college football's greatest sports venues and richest traditions. And within the short amount of time that I've been here, all that said, the people here are incredible. I don't know if I've been around a nicer group of people who are more professional and make you feel more welcome. It feels like I've been here for 2 years already. It really has been incredible. The amount of support and the people, the way we've been treated in our family, it's remarkable. But before I continue, I'd like to say a special thank you to all the players, coaches, and supporters at Florida State University. And a special thank you to Coach Bowden. He gave me an opportunity 11 years ago to come there, and then gave me an opportunity to be a head football coach. And, back then, the President T.K. Weatherall and the Board of Trustees had Jim Smith, gave me an opportunity in my life to live a dream and continue a dream that allowed me to come here to Aggie Land. And like I say, a special thanks to those two young men and President Thrasher and A.D. Stan Wilcox for all the help and support they gave me during the time at Florida State to be very successful. And beyond success on the field there are important relationships you develop off the field and in those communities. And I'll always be grateful and thankful the way you treated our family and our time at Florida State. And I wish you all nothing but the best. But I want to say a special thank you to Scott Woodward. As I say with Scott, as we met back in the year 2000, that, we went to LSU at that time, and there was a commitment to excellence, and there was a vision for what we wanted to do. And Scott was one of those guys that I always said, if I ever had the opportunity to work with him again, because I say this all the time in coaching, you can have Vince Lombardi, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, you can have the greatest coaches in the world. But if your administration doesn't see things in the way you see things and allow you to do things that way, nothing can be achieved. You have to be a one. There's a oneness to everything you do to be successful. And I knew he had the same visions that I did. Just like Scott said, he felt that about me. I felt that about him back in his excellence. With Chancellor Emmert at that time, who's now the president of our NCAA. And they allowed us to do the things in which we had to do to be successful. And that's always attracted me to him, and I thank him. And not only that, being a great friend. We did some great things at LSU, and we can do it again. I also say a special thank you to Deputy A.D. Stephanie Rump, President Young, Chancellor Sharp, Chairman Schwartz, the 12th Man Foundation for giving me this opportunity. It's truly a great opportunity. But saying that, we understand that we are the front porch of this university. We are not this university. We are just a representation of this university. But we are the front porch of this university, and we want to represent it with the great values and core values on the field and off the field that this school represents, and to let people realize the greatness that's going to be on the field really continues, and the secret to it is here in College Station, of what this university is, what it represents, what it is, and what it still can be as we grow. And success leaves clues. It really does in your life. Success, as all the successful people I've learned from everyone I've been around, success leaves clues and the common denominators. And I'm a true believer in this. Success doesn't happen by accident. And you either live in vision or you live in circumstance. We want to live in vision, as we want to grow, develop, and do the things here in which we think are comprehensive to this university and represent this university and to our student athletes. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the players. It's about the student athletes and the students in this school. Because without them, none of us on this panel would have a job. It is truly about the people. And I can represent that hopefully very well, as I see y'all represent it very well, as I have felt that as I have gotten here, as much as anywhere I've ever been. And what we want to do here is create a comprehensive plan for success for our student athletes. But first, as a student and the activity of people is going to affect the lives, the education they get here more than anything in their life. There's no doubt. And the education here and the people here, I understand the success of Aggie Land as I've been here, as I researched it and studied it. Next is a person. And I believe this: if you develop the person, everything else falls in place. That comprehensive plan of creating habits and making decisions and doing things. And our players, I want them to understand the two most important abilities I want them to leave our organization with: accountability and dependability. If you're accountable and dependable and you develop the right habits as a person, everything else in your life will fall in place. The education will, because if you're accountable and dependable, you're going to go to class, you're going to go to study hall, you're going to do the extra things in which you have to do. If you're dependable when someone calls your name and standing up that needs you, those are two of the most important qualities in life. Because I say, Education is very important, but when you're a good person, everything else falls in line. And you create those habits daily that create you. And then third is an athlete. As an athlete, that's what we're here for. But often, that's the carrot we will dangle to develop these kids in every facet of their life. We all want to play ball. I love coaching ball. I love all the things that go with it. But if we don't have good people, we don't have people that are educated and driven to excellence in every form of their life, what translates off the field is going to be the same thing that translates on the field. And that's what I want you to see in our players. I want you to be proud when you sit in those stands of how they compete, how they play, how they look at things, and how they represent Texas A&M University. As I say, we are the front porch. There's going to be 15 to 20, 25 million people watching games. And we want them to understand what we're about here in College Station and what we can do and what the people to encompass and come here and want to see more about our university. As I have learned a heck of a lot here in about a day and a half. It's been amazing, the things that I had no idea about. I thought I researched it, but I wasn't close. It wasn't close. And those are a lot of the things that drew me here. And then fourth after that is helping launch their career when you're done. Because when these players leave this university, we want them to be tremendous ambassadors for our school. That they come back and they want to say, and when we're out on the recruiting trail, and they say, well, what is it like to be there? What is it like to play there? And they ask us, I'm going to say, go ask our S players. Go ask the people who were here. See what it's like. Making sure that they're successful in their life, whether it's in pro football or whatever it may be. If they're lucky enough to be able to, a few fortunate guys that develop at that level, that's great. But taking care of these in a comprehensive way that produces ambassadors for our university to help it keep to grow and be the place that it is, and the special place that y'all know it is. Because this creates culture. And in my belief, culture is the most important thing that any university can have. Any program can have, any organization can have, because it's the way you walk, it's the way you talk, it's the way you think. And being here, I don't have to tell you all that. There's no doubt. I mean, it is everything in which I envision and more. The amount of pride in which I see people in this school. When they told me when I got here, they say it's going to be different. And I say that, you hear that everywhere. You really do. You hear those statements everywhere you go. I feel it, though. I really do. And I see it. Because there's an adage I tell our players about your action speaks so loud I can't hear what you're saying. Because we hear it all the time. I'm going to do this, coach. I'm going to do that, coach. But your action speaks so loud I can't hear what you're saying. Well, your action speaks so loud I can't hear what anybody else is saying. It's truly great.